Hello, everybody. Happy Monday morning. Oh, happy Teachers Day. It is Teachers Day here in Vietnam. Welcome to another episode of Chalkboard Chat. My name is Henry, and here we discuss everything teaching and all in support of teachers. And today we're going to talk about admin. Yay, admin. Today I'm going to discuss grading, and tomorrow I'm going to talk lesson planning. Because when I first started as a teacher, I had about like maybe 20 hours in a week, and I would spend that time, 20 hours, also lesson planning. I would spend 3 hours lesson planning for a 3 hour class. And that has changed so drastically in the last year and a half. When I realized how much time lesson planning I was letting lesson plan take up, I was like, no, we're going to do this differently. So that is tomorrow. But today I am discussing grading because earlier this year, I realized how much time I wasted in grading. I would spend, at some point, there was a moment where I realized I had about 16 tests and it took me 3 hours. And I was like, there has to be a way. There has to be something that I'm not doing well or something that I am missing. It's not that hard. Grading is not a difficult task. Why on earth does it take me so long? So I made it my mission to figure out a way to do grading faster, but also a lot more efficiently. With faster, I get this idea of like quick, let's get it done with. And it also feels sloppy, but it's more of an efficient way to do grading. And I have figured it out. And the last time I had to do grading was, I think, like a month ago when all of my classes had tests at the same time. It's awful. But I timed it and I had 20 tests and I finished it in 45 minutes. And I was like, I have it down. I figured it out. So in this episode, I want to share with you my secret to efficient grading. And it's not really a secret, it's just something that I wish we were taught when we learn how to teach, how to do grading efficiently. And I had to learn the hard way. Because the first thing is that I do now to do grading a lot more efficiently is I proofread the answer key. There was a point where I realized I was halfway through a stack of like 15 or 20 papers that there were mistakes in the answer key. And as soon as I realized that, I had to start completely over because first, I didn't see that mistake. I just took the answer key for what it was. So I didn't look at the test at all. I just took the answer key and just like tip, 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 until I realized that there was a mistake. Now, I caught that mistake, but then I didn't realize that there were answer keys given out to teachers with mistakes in them. I had to go through the whole answer key first and then back to all of the tests that I had already graded. So my first step that I do now, every time I have a test, I first proofread the answer key. I take a test and I look at the answers. Do they make sense? And if not, I just like make a note to message the company about it, but also write down on the answer key the correct answer. So then I have an answer key that is actually the key with the correct answers. What I do then, step number 2, is I customize the answer key. Of course, that's not meaning changing the answers, but I change the setup of the answers. So some questions, so annoying. Some questions they do question number 1 over here, and then they do question number 2 next to it. But on the answer key, it is just a list from top down. And I customize it. So when I see the answer key, all I need to do is put a test, an answer key, and I do the exact same jump. If there is question number 1 and question number 2 is over here, I rewrite the answer key so that my answers are answer number 1, answer number 2. Same for when they have like fill in the gap, but then they have options how to fill in that gap. Some exercises where it's like a sentence and then you have to fill in the blank, but some students circle the correct answers and some students don't circle. They just look on the answers and then write the correct word in it. Now, I don't have the time to read through all of them. I just want to see quickly in one blink of an eye whether or not this answer is the correct one. So I rewrite on the answer key both if it's ABC and what the actual word is that they can fill in, because all the students do something differently and all I want is to look at it and see, is it the same? Yes, great, you get a point. If it's not the same, I don't want to have to figure out where to find the correct answer. So then I customize the answer key. Then I'm not done yet. Step 3 is I make the answer key watertight. Meaning, sometimes there are exercises where instead of just 1 point for one correct answer, you get 2 points for a correct sentence, which, it is what it is. However, then you have, every time there's a sentence, you need to think, what are we actually asking the student to do? Where are they going to get these points from? Am I going to take a point away because they spelled a word wrong, but that's not actually the exercise? If it's, for example, grammar, I am more interested in, do they understand the grammar point? Then are they able to correctly spell a word that's not even part of the curriculum, for example? So I make those decisions ahead of time. I look at the exercises and I decide, if the answer is like this, they get this amount of points. If the answer is more like this, they get these amount of points. I subtract points or I take away points when they make this kind of mistake. I don't take away points if they make this kind of mistake. And when I make these decisions ahead of time, it saves me from staring at a paper and then deciding, because usually then I don't know. So before I look at any of the tests, I spend a lot of time just only on the answer key. I first proofread it, make sure that all the answers are actually the correct ones. And then number 2, I customize it so that I can really quickly see the answers on the grading papers. Do they match up with the answers on the answer key? And then lastly, I make it watertight. So when I read a sentence and I have the freedom to give them 2 points, I know exactly what to look out for. And I know exactly what to do when I see a certain mistake, because I've made those decisions ahead of time. Now, those are my top 3 tips on doing grading efficiently. What I do then is something that I think many people already do, but I never did that until this year. Before, I would do one test at a time. I would go through a whole test, which is not the fastest way, I've realized. The fastest way for me is to do one page at a time. And I do page number 1 for all the tests. Then I do page number 2 for all the tests. And that means that all I have to do is, let's say the first exercise is, fill in the blank with multiple choice. All I have to do is look at the answer key and do, like, the answers are like A, B, B, C, A, C. Then page number 1, A, B, B, C. Oh, no, wrong one. A, B, B, C, A, C. A, B, B, C, A, C. And that goes fast. oh my goodness, I am flying through them because all I need to do is check and copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and it's so much easier. Then I go to the next page and I go through all of the same exercises. And by the last one, you are so fluent in that little string of 5 answers that it's just blink of an eye. And it's so fast. I was never told this, that this is a really fast way to do grading. So I'm really excited to share this with you. If this is not the way, try it. And please let me know if this works faster for you too. I have now finished 20 point grade papers, 20 papers in 45 minutes. And I was like, I'm so happy because 20 papers, that is my biggest class. And I have tests coming up again in, I think, towards the end of December. And some of my classes are actually a lot smaller. So I am just so, so glad that I figured this out for myself. And I have made it so much more efficient. So I hope this really works for you too. Try it out. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to discuss lesson planning. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.